Hi everyone, how we all doing? Welcome to RPG Limit Break, and we've got this is the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament, the winners final of this double elimination tournament. I am Game Boy F9. I am joined by Archfield Monk this evening. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well. Really looking forward to this one. We've had a great tournament so far. These are our last two undefeated runners, and one of them is going to get a couple of shots to win a title here. It's just a matter of who can take down this match.
Yeah, and let me make something clear here. The worst these two runners can do is third place. I'll say this though, I really don't think either of them, who are former finalists, really want to finish in third place. They want to win this thing. Both of them have monkeys on their back and they want to get rid of them.
Absolutely. And Nescardinality looking to break through here and win his first summer tournament up to NG. Was a finalist last year, and I think, he'll say he just had a good run last year, but I think at this point we all know how good he is. So we're really just looking at two of the best racers of this randomizer, and it should be a fantastic matchup this evening.
Yeah, I am really looking forward to this, and I've just been reading the chat before the race started, and they are so hyped for this. I mean, we've already got over 200, we're about to reach 200 people watching this, and we are about, 20 seconds away from live racing. And this is a nice little start here, 5 strength. Well, nice for us, maybe not nice for them.
That's
All right, folks, the competition has begun, and we're going to have the king say a whole bunch of stuff, blah, 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 yakety spackety. You know what he says, or at least most of you do. If you don't, we'll definitely fill you in as we go along. We start with money, which is always 500 to 755. Well, maybe not always, but almost always that range. We have the fairy flute, and then we always have that magic key at the end. Because we got to get through that door, don't we, Archfield? All right, so looks like Up to NG's decided to save, and let's see what Card's going to do. Card's going to do a little bit of exploration. He knows he's got 500 bucks here, hoping to find a town, and right now he's drawing a 0. Had a little bit of a hero run, and then he runs into a blue dragon, and that's it for that. Meanwhile, the magicians have sleep. Doesn't look like they have much else. Up to NG going a very similar direction. Oh, a card has to start over actually from the beginning, so... Oh, here we go. This is a nice find. A red slime.
There we go. Finally, an acceptable target.
And up to NG now has an undefined percentage amount of experience points more than NES Cardinality, but that of course will change. And both now on the column of one death.
Here we do have a town on NES Cardinality's side, but of course it's Hawksness.
Isn't that how it always works out? But very
so often, up to NG is going to get the same level of disappointment here in just a second.
But hey, you know what? This is very appropriate for a winner's final. You know, we've got to have some sort of challenge, unlike the last time we commentated a race together.
Very fair. That last time was during the tiebreaker mini tournament, and that took about 3.5 minutes. So we're about a minute away from reaching that one, and we have about 2 experience between our 2 racers at the moment. So this one's going slightly more slowly than that last appearance we made together.
So the little cave up in the northeast was the harp conversion guy. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, right now there's still both racers locked into trying to do something with this gold. NES Cardinality has continued to reset here, looking for a town. This 5 attack power, we've seen the red slime, and I think up to NG stopped resetting to reclaim his gold, so I think he's just going to kind of walk around a little bit more. He does have another red slime right now.
Ooh, a nice find, and that's going to make it 4-0, because fortunately the red slime isn't doing anything except swinging. Is that another cave over there?
I think it is. We saw up to NG pass this one by, I think. This was the Stones of Sunlight Cave, which just has a torch, but hey, that can be used as in a weapon in this version of the randomizer, of course.
Yeah, his card is gonna... Yes, he is. He's gonna take multiple torches, and that actually is gonna get him back in the swing of things, because he can use 2 of those against the magicians, who are just casting sleep, it looks like, and not hitting very hard thanks to the starting agility of 22. So should be getting back into the swing of things very shortly.
Yeah, exactly. So just 2 torches will always kill a magician, so as long as you've got plentiful supply, then you're in good shape there. And as you said, their defense is good enough that he should have enough HP to weather even a couple of strikes from a magician, so he should be gathering experience pretty quickly here.
Hey, there's my buddy, the Spectre, knocking out up to NG. I mean, look, the Spectre's a really pretty ghost, don't you think?
I'd say so.
Alright, so cards on the board, finally.
Yeah, and of course he got all of his torches, and he comes back to the starting zone here to find his first red slime, and then another red slime immediately, because that's the way it always goes.
Yeah, so, and just like that, he ties the score. So, it looks like both of our warriors have finished their aggression so far. There's the bad news from the magician, and it looks like... Oh, no!
Oh.
Wow.
Got him on 1 HP. So this will be level 2 for NES Cardinality.
Well, let's see what we get. 1 power, 4 speed, 0 points, 18 NP. We do have a spell of heal. Oh, okay.
Well, that'll give you some casts of heal. There's nothing to sneeze at there. But now what this shows is that NES Card's in much better position with those torches, because up to NG still really can't fight anything else. Whereas NES Card can at least try to take out another magician here, and it looks like he's going to get him. So this will be level 3.
Yeah, so right now the early advantage going to Card here, and 12 power, 9 speed, 3 points, 5 magic, and up to NG really needs to walk left.
He's got to get back to that cave. This could get out of range in a hurry if Neskar is able to capitalize on this start. Now he's got 18 attack power, so he can start doing some damage to some of these Zone 0 enemies. And if he gets this Scorpion, he's going to have level 4.
And down it goes with that heal spell. It makes it a lot easier. 6 power, 4 speed, 8 hit points, 6 magic, no spells, but that's fine. The magicians are gonna go down much quicker. As a matter of fact, they're now whipping out.
Yeah, they know they're gonna go down much quicker. They're bailing.
Yeah, forget this. I'm out of here. Yeah. Oh, yep. There you go. But now we're seeing the advantage of the slightly more aggressive play of NES Cardinality. Now he's got like a 26 point experience. Oh no, it's a lot more than that. 42 experience point advantage, and it's going to quickly climb. Up to NG needs to get to level 3 and fast.
Yeah, level 3 is that important level when you can start damaging some of these enemies. It still doesn't put him in great shape. And right now, Neskar with heal, he can take on Scorpions, he can take on Magicians with little risk. So, I mean, he can certainly take advantage of the situation here to try to build an early lead.
Whatever you do, don't play Risk. Play like a Euro game. That's all.
Yeah, no, complete agreement. Complete agreement.
All right, so is it one more or 2 more? 2 more red slimes for up to NG, and that'll get him level 3, and that'll get him rolling. And at this point, I think Card's a little bit disappointed that he's running into a red slime right now. That's what he wants to find, a Scorpion.
Oh, the Scorpion whips out the surprise Healmore. Not a huge deal. It's going to make the battle a little bit longer.
Yeah, oh, wow. This might be a 25 to 50% heal more. I'm not exactly sure how powerful. Well, no, yeah. It might be even more than that, actually.
We think we've seen it this fight at least every time he's been in range, so... Just in the small... Yeah, there's another heal more. So in the small sample we've seen so far...
Hey, if this gets up to NG... Oh, there it is, 75%. Yeah. I'm just...
Well, you know what? Oh, excellent move for 14, so he just barely killed it on that one.
Oh, amazing. But an excellent move is still a Kaishi no Ichigaki! Okay, up to NG. One more red slime and you've got it.
Meanwhile, Neskar does have level 5, so we'll see what the stats are that roll in here. 5 speeds, 1 hit point, 1 magic point, no strength. So not much of a level there.
Well, this is gonna be fun.
he might be leaning toward going back for more torches to see what else he can do, or just try to get somewhere. He still has his opening gold. He hasn't taken a death since he did that torch grind. So... you might just decide to look around a little bit. The agility is quite high. You can run from a lot of things on 44 agility, but the HP means that if you do get stuck, you're probably going back to start.
Well, that is a preview of Charlock Castle. Blue Dragons with Sleep, and here we go.
You never like to see any of those back half of Charlock monsters with Sleep, but it's better finding that out now than finding it out once you're diving Charlock, at least.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the slightest of consolation prizes, I suppose.
Very slim one.
Alright, we finally have some good news for up to NG. 12 power, 9 speed, so that'll get him... he'll be able to fight just about anything in this zone, break through the Scorpion Seal more.
Yeah, that one's easier said than done, but he can do it. He just needs to have heals for it. I think this is more of a death warp than anything. He needs to get those resources back so he can get his heal and start taking on some more serious fights.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to knock out the Scorpion, but NES Cardinality's trying a Warlock, and I don't think that's going to work out because of the baby breath. Yep, there he goes.
Second straight death to the baby breath. The Droll had it as well, so Zone 1 doesn't look fantastic right now. You've got at least 2 monsters there that you really can't fight. That weak breath can hit for up to 23, and that's what their maximum HP is right now on level 5, so that's going to be tough sledding in that zone.
So if you've never seen Dragon Warrior before, hey, welcome to our community. We're glad you dropped by. The penalty for dying is you have to spend 15 seconds in the penalty box, you lose half your money, and the worst part about it is that you get a stern lecture from the king.
Yeah, King Lorik really just doesn't do anything but sit there. I don't know who he thinks he is. I guess he thinks he's the king. But whatever.
Yeah, whatever is right. And still not really finding much. Up to NG going against this Scorpion, he's about to get some really rude news, and there it is.
This Drakima looks like it's a good find. Haven't seen any abilities from it just yet. And as soon as I open my mouth, there goes the sleep.
Yeah, you had to say something, and we're just waiting for the Drakima to do something else, but fortunately it doesn't look like the Drakima is doing much else, and that's 20 points for Card, increasing his lead further.
Yeah, totally fine to fight those. They're already defense broken even with no equipment. 44 agility on level 5 is quite high. That converts to 22 defense points. So the Drakima maxes out at 4 and can do as little as 0 damage to Nescard right now. So if he can find some more of those, then he's in good shape.
And up to NG, I think, is probably gonna, well, he must be looking for a Kaishin or something like that, which is a real stretch here. Or, I don't know what he's looking for here.
Yeah, it's really rough fighting the Scorpion right now. The most damage he can do is 5, so he's virtually guaranteed an enemy will only cast a healing spell if you get them down to 25% or less of their max HP. So he's doing 2 to 4 damage. He's almost always going to hit that range, and because that Scorpion's casting it at 75%, it's almost always going to trigger before he gets his chance to kill it. So he's just kind of stuck in the mud here in this fight.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised that he's still going for it here. This is really gonna burn a lot of time.
And here's the staggering thing, right? He's got 18 attack power, so even if he lands a critical, he's not guaranteed to kill it. A critical would do from 9 to 18 damage, so this is a really rough one. Ooh, I think I just spotted a Poltergeist with Hurtmore there. Is that what I saw?
Oh, really? I didn't see it because I've been watching this epic fight here. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, and what got Card out of level 3 was him fighting magicians.
Yeah, exactly. Those torches were so important. I think Nescard actually is just retired back to Zone 0 here. He only needs 11 more experience points to get the next level, so a couple of magicians would do that, and they're pretty easy pickings. They'll interrupt you with sleep now and again, but they're not dangerous.
Question from our tracker, Cami and Renokai. How long before the Scorpion runs out of MP? Never. For those who've never watched Dragon Warrior before, the monsters have infinite MP, and this battle has cost up to NG at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, he ran out of MP, and that was wow. That was really something. Nescard tried to take on this wolf, which doesn't look like it has any abilities either, but he just doesn't quite have the stats to do it yet. He's only doing like 4 damage maximum, I think, on 24 attack power, so and it's still taking a decent amount of damage too. So he's still looking for his next level. He's just a couple of XP away, and maybe level 6 will provide some help once he gets it.
Okay, now we have dual Scorpion battles here. Upton G is going to run from his, and Card is going to get a heal more. Oh my goodness. What is this seed right now?
This is just, I mean, it has to be really frustrating if it's everything that you'd want to try to fight seems like it has some kind of counter to whatever you're doing.
But Card finally breaks through and gains 4 power, 2 speed, 1 hit point, 6 magic.
Wow.
And has finally gotten out of the red in HP by 1.
He just crested that threshold.
Ugh.
Wow, so there's some stats. I mean, level 6, 46 agility is quite high for level 6. 28 strength is around average, I think. But 24 hit points is terrible. And there's just, I mean, he's in this zone again here. I think that's the Droll Poltergeist Drakema zone. So the Drakema is really the only favorable enemy we've seen in this zone so far. The rest have either Weak Breath or Hurtborn. So this is going to be a little bit of a slog, I think, getting out of these first couple of zones. Up to NG does, however, get to level 4.
Yeah, and he might be taking another crack at those Scorpions when they show up again, but now the Magicians are running away, and that might give him incentive to fight more of those Scorpions, in fact. Oh! Kaishin no Ishigaki! Meanwhile, we notice Spark over in chat saying, yes, go in the swamp and go through the swamp. I do mention in my streams, when I stream these days, that I always say that winners cross swamp, right? And because it's like, there always seems to be something as soon as you cross that swamp.
Actually, a line that I quote pretty often. I'm an advocate of that as well. If you see a swamp, you've got the heal spell, you can just walk through it. You never know what you're going to find on the other side. Here, not much, unfortunately, on this one. But Nescard has at least found some desert tiles that have this zone that he thinks is probably the most favorable one at the moment.
Yeah, but Wolves breathing baby breath. Yeah, 25% rate, maybe 50, and
he's had a couple of protracted fights against those wolves. I don't think I'd seen Weak Breath to that point, so I don't think he'd have been fighting it if he had seen it.
Well, now we're gonna have more Magician. No, maybe not. Okay, you gonna try your Scorpion? Yes, he is. Finally gets revenge on the Scorpion and draws within 118 experience points of NES Cardinality, and he'll be able to catch up a little bit more now that Card goes back to the penalty box.
Yeah, Card looks interested in exploring, I think, so we'll see if he continues at that, but we've seen 2 rounds of combat now, I think, against Blue Dragons, and they've used Sleep both times, so that's never a good sign.
Meanwhile, the Magician's sitting there 1 in 4 often with constant running away, but Upton G gets another excellent move to increase the experience further into level 5 for more goodies and more grinding at Zone 0.
Yeah, and I think it looks like Nescard has decided that this zone, even though there are 4 enemies in it that he doesn't want, he just doesn't want any part of the rest of the zone, but the Drakemas seem like they're the most efficient option at this point. And I can't say as I blame him. Fighting those Scorpions even now is still an incredible slog, and they're just going to thwart you every time you do some damage to them. So this might actually be the best bet, which says something about how bad these zones are.
Yeah, so while these two are continuing to grind, we're going to talk about let's talk about both of our contestants on their road to getting here. Both of our contestants are 4-0, and up to NG's case, he first defeated Morashu Online in 86 minutes, and then he defeated the number 8 seed JJ Smith by about 3.5 minutes. Then he defeated Golf 35, who did very well in this tournament. He's no longer participating. I think he was just finishing a tie for 7th. So he defeated Golf in 3 minutes and 4 seconds, by 3 minutes and 4 seconds, excuse me. And then he had a very close race. We're talking like top 10 in close races, defeating Zarnax by 16 seconds. Zarnax is now going to play DK 9146 Saturday night, as we see Card taking another trip to the penalty box here. And they're still wandering around. So we'll talk about NES Cardinality now, defeating Braxius Muse in 76 minutes 33 seconds in round 2, and then defeating Tilo Tillo 72-32, and then he defeated DK 9146, who I just mentioned, by 4.5 minutes. And then he defeated Tristal, who's been on quite a bit of a revenge tour here, by 6.25 minutes. And he's now in a loser quarter match against Brian Williams. That also will be Saturday night. We'll talk about those 2 races later.
Absolutely. Looking forward to previewing those as well. But I mean, both of these racers, as you said, they face some quality competition to get to this point. And they've both done a very good job so far. This seed, however, is going to be, I think, a test of their capabilities here. We're now 22 minutes in, and Nescard's got 252 experience points, up to NG sitting around 140, I believe. So this is settle in, folks. We might be here a little while, or who knows? The next level might actually help break us out.
Wow, it has come to grabbing more torches for NES Cardinality. And meanwhile, take a look at Up to NG. He's under 100 experience points advantage here.
Yeah, I mean, Nescard, I think justifiably has been looking around for just anything that could possibly be better than trying to pick off, one Drakima in a zone, which is just unbelievably slow. But in the process, he's not been gaining as much experience. And he's even thinking about this Wolf Lord now, even though that would be a slow fight.
Yeah, I don't this happening now.
HP, yeah.
I definitely can understand Card trying that, unless, as Tigor in chat is saying, a possible death warp there. We do see Up to NG trying the Warlock and passing away there.
So I think he did take. I think the death warp call is correct. He took a look over there at that western peninsula. Finally, was able to see the coastline the whole way across, and that might just well have been a death warp there. So he's going to go back to the Drakima with a couple more torches, and the torches at this point are actually still doing more damage to the Drakima than anything else is. And it looks like Up to NG has found himself a Drakima as well, except in a different location here south of Tantagel.
Yeah, so in that case, I would give the advantage to Up to NG, except Card just found a skeleton, was able to knock it down.
So this is a different zone here. We saw him get killed by a stone man earlier in this zone, and it looks like there's a skeleton here in this zone as well.
Oh, there is this. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that one's tricky. Rogue Scorpion's fortunate to get away from the Rogue Scorpion there.
Looks like Up to NG is going to knock down this skeleton, and he's now going to be within 52 experience points of NES Cardinality, and we're starting to see the differences between these two players' styles. NES Cardinality is slightly more aggressive than Up to NG. Up to NG is typically quite conservative, and right now it's the conservative that's paying off here.
Yeah, I was just thinking that very thing. Up to NG's known for being one of the more conservative players. He's probably going to sit and take a level when some people might not. And that's not to his discredit. I mean, he's done very well playing that style, and he has a good sense of when he does need to go and explore. So here now he's found this zone. He's taking on skeletons and Drakimas, And, they're pretty good fights at this point, and he is closing that gap pretty rapidly.
Hello, Blue Dragon.
Yeah, so that zone is not to be trifled with. We've seen Rogue Scorpions, Stonemen, and those Sleep Blue Dragons over there now. So Nescard really has a decision to make here where he wants to go next. He's been fishing for really any kind of viable grind, and he hasn't really been able to settle on one.
Whoa, an excellent move there by Up to G.
Oh, but the wolf. We hadn't gotten the wolf.
You knew.
Wow.
When the wolf had that baby breath, you always have to ask yourself, what else does the wolf have? And there's your answer. Oh.
Wow, yeah, that's just unfortunate. I mean, Up to NG gets that crit on the wolf, and you think, okay, it's going to be a big 40 experience here, and then we hadn't actually seen anybody get a wolf down within healing range to that point, so he just pops out the heal, and alright, gotta run.
So, for those of you who've never seen this before, the monsters have a 50-50 chance of doing something weird. So, in other words, they have a 50% chance of just attacking, or they have a 50% chance of doing something weird. When they do something weird, they have a first priority of casting Sleep, Stop Spell, Heal, or Heal More. And then after that, they might cast Hurt More, Baby Breath, or the dreaded Dragon Lord 2 Breath, which we thankfully haven't seen yet.
Huh, yeah, goodness. The weak breath is bad enough when you're sitting on 24 HP. We haven't seen the big breath yet. But both racers now, we're just about dead even now. After a fairly substantial lead for Nescard in the early going, given the experience we've been able to gather. Up to NG and Nescard are both within striking distance of level 7 here. Should be within the next couple of fights.
Yeah, so this is where where Card wanted to do a lot of exploration, and it's not quite paid off here. And this is very similar to the last race I commentated. It was Tristal and Angel FM, where Tristal found a better zone than Angel FM as far as the early going, and that got him the victory. So that is sometimes the conservative play works, sometimes the aggressive play is the winner, and right now conservative wins. But level 7 for Card, 6 power, 5 HP, not for everything else, and wow, the outside spell.
Well, I mean, it's a spell. That'll help with some routing later. Right now, they'd much prefer to see just about anything else.
Yeah, I mean, the Scorpions are going to be pretty easy pickings now. Yeah, one shot.
So the 6th, that wasn't much of a level, but the 6th strength is not inconsequential at this point. You can usually kill a Scorpion in 2 shots at this range, and even the Heal More isn't going to be too much of an obstacle. Or I guess I should say, not as much of an obstacle as it was.
So Up to NG now finding the Silver Harp guy, Card grabbing even more torches here, and there's the Droll breathing fire again. Ugh. So now Up to NG doing a little bit of exploration, trying to see if there's just something hanging out here, or if just hanging out in zone 1 is the best play here.
Yeah, I don't really know what else there is to do. Up to NG has enough gold right now that he might consider just taking one pass at trying to find a town. He's got heal, so maybe he can go, north of Staff of Rain Cave here. That's one area we haven't seen a whole lot of to this point. But he's Up to NG just got to Stones of Sunlight Cave for the first time and saw those torches, and he has to be, I don't even know what would have to be going through his mind right now. because if I'm in his place and saw those torches, I think, oh my goodness, I could be well behind at this point.
Yeah, and we're now starting to see this more aggressive play from him at this point, while Card gets claimed by another poltergeist. Oof.
These starting zones are just really bad for the HP that they have. They can't swing through really anything. They can't heal through any of the weak breath, and the Hurtmore is going to be a one-shot every time, regardless, on 29 HP. So it just really limits what they're able to do in these starting couple of zones.
There are so many people in chat who are just waiting for that epic comparison of that 3-hour, 20-minute match between NES Cardinality and Jacquemus Wedge in the very first tournament that sent Card out of that tournament in 4th place. It still is, by many members of the community still think that is the most epic race ever played. Now, I don't see this going 3.5 hours, honestly, and it's just because of the changes we've had in the program over the years with the death necklace and the fairy waters and so on and so forth. But 2.5 hours at this point might be a solid possibility here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that for sure. We're only half an hour in now, and of course, any level can change things. All that has to happen is Hurtmore shows up, and that's a big game changer. But right now, I mean, certainly you would not be out of line to suggest this is going to be more than 2 hours. We've hardly seen any of the map. We've only got 2 spells. The stats are rather poor. So, yeah, I'm right with you on that one.
Lorgon in chat, who's one of our more analytical members of our community, has just mentioned that this seed will go from 0 to infinity with Hurtmore, and I'd say that is exactly correct. Simple Sarah in chat now predicting Hurtmore plus 30 strength level and the sword, and then we're done in an hour and a half.
Like I said, never know what's going to happen in Randomizer. Nescard's made it about as far east here as I've seen anybody go to this point. He's essentially due east of Tangel right here, and he's found a Spectre.
Okay, I can see. Not anymore. Not anymore.
Oh. Just when you thought the game is giving you a window, here's a decent value enemy that we can kill with torches and heal. No. Nope.
Wow.
I just... Okay. I don't even know what else to say. Nescard's actually going to check out the Hawksnest Zone now, I think. Maybe he can find something in here. I think this is a reasonable idea.
I can't blame him. Except he's just run into a droll. That's not going to help.
The Hawksnest Zone can be the same as any of the overworld zones, so this might be... Let's see, we've got a droll and a rogue scorpion so far. He's going to try this with the torches. And the rogue scorpions have stop spell. That's kind of interesting, actually.
Oh boy, if his spell had not been blocked, he probably could have run with it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. He looked to run after that. So the goal here is he wants to go back and then get some stop spells that miss, so he doesn't take any damage, I think.
Dido, you edit asking chat, could 3 torches have done it? I really don't think so. Maybe
yeah,
4 or 5. But...
Rogue Scorpion, yeah. Rogue Scorpions are 30 to 40 HP, so if you're doing 6 to 9 with a torch, that's 7.5. Yeah, it's 3 is not usually possible. Well, I guess 3 is not possible at all, but 4 even won't do it most of the time, so you're looking at 5 typically.
Just pile it on, game. Just pile it on. Drolls with heal on top of the baby breath.
Wow.
And this exploration, this attempt to be very aggressive, is giving Up to NG now a 100 experience point lead.
Yeah, just like that. You remember where we were earlier in the seed? Nescard had a lead of at least that much. But Up to NG has decided to stay put here, which is, the sort of play that we would generally expect from him. And I think in this case, it's definitely working out for him, at least to this point. If the next level he spikes something big, a good spell, or anything even hurt at this point would be a help, then that would definitely give him an advantage.
Yeah, and cards back in that familiar zone. He's gonna start throwing torches at Wolf Lords. Oh, we are trying all sorts of drastic measures here.
Yeah. 23 defense. I think a Wolf Lord would cap out at 20 or 19. So he's, if you get hit once by that Wolf Lord, the next hit's probably a coin flip to kill you. And he took another death there. That's really tough going. But here's Up to NG with level 8.
Yeah, level 8. Here we go. 4 power, 2 speed, 1 HP. But a new spell is Sleep.
That's something. I mean, there's a lot of enemies that have bad abilities. A wolf is reasonably susceptible to sleep. He's got 38 attack power, and he's going to check his stat screen to kind of consider what he wants to do next here, because sleep, any of these enemies in zone 0 and 1, he can put to sleep. It's just a matter of choosing your fights, and it looks like he's actually going to do some exploration is Up to NG.
Yeah, so this might give Card a chance, but let's see how well he'll use the sleep here. But running into a Scorpion, that's a nice start.
Not too shabby. I think the thing about sleep too, I think, is it's going to aid in exploration. There's plenty of enemies that you wouldn't be able to run away from normally that you could possibly put to sleep. And here's Cantlin, not that far away from start.
Wow, and Card was so close, and he gets a hand axe. He has enough money for it.
563 gold. He just barely has enough money for that hand axe. That's huge. 15 attack power here, and the sleep spell. He can make some serious hay in some of these starting zones now. Wow.
But Up to NG is disqualified. He just ran from a gold man. And yet, this is what you get for running from a gold man. You get burned to death by a specter. That's how it goes.
He paid the price. If he'd taken out the gold man, he'd had some money on hand, and he could have paid the toll, but no.
But anyway, I now think Up to NG is at least 5 minutes ahead, maybe even more. And gonna do a little bit more grinding in Zone 1. That's interesting. There we go. Sleep that wolf.
There we go. 53 attack power. He can make pretty quick work of a wolf. 2 to 3 swings is going to do it most of the time, and it'll stay asleep most of the time for that onslaught. So it looks like it's wolves here for Up to NG.
Yeah, so this really reminds me of my winner's semi-final match against NES Cardinality back in 2016, the very first tournament. And a very similar situation has happened here. NES Cardinality almost got to that town in Cantlin, and then just got destroyed by that Spectre. Same thing in 2016. I was going to the left toward Cole, and I was able to get away from Wizards, but Wizards just kept knocking out NES Cardinelli. I got to Cole and got Erdrick's armor, and he didn't, and that was a big turning point there.
Absolutely. That's just another example of the kind of turning points in these races that we'll see sometimes. And that's not to say that this one is over by any stretch of the imagination, but Up to NG just has a huge advantage here with that hand axe, and he's able to fight some of these enemies in the southern zone. So he's probably just going to continue grinding here, I would expect.
Yeah, might as well. He's got about 200 points to go. Not too much, but Drakey Mod's just like, no, go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. No.
So I'll put sorry, go ahead.
No, your turn.
Okay, sure. So I'll put the question to you. They're sitting on up to NG has 30 HP right now. I expect that he's looking for more HP before he wants to go exploring. When would you consider that you're at a point? I mean, would you try to get clear of like a one-hit hurt more and get into the 40s, or what are you looking for here if you're in up to NG's position?
Anything. either a bunch of HP or a bunch of strength or hurt more, or I'd even argue for heal more, as long as you don't run to a specter. If you can get one of those three, even stop spell would help. If you can get some of that stuff, you're gonna be in good shape, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I could conceivably see up to NG just staying here until he's got the HP that he wants. Based on the enemy set we've seen so far, it could be quite a lot. So I don't know. It could be a while before he decides to abandon this specific zone, which is vulnerable to sleep.
All right, so we are 29 experience away from level 9 for up to NG. It will be a 2-level lead if we keep this up. Oh, here we go. Card now finding that lower zone, and he's gonna give it a whirl here, and hopefully he'll find some skeletons. That's what he needs to find, and now he needs to quickly get some skeletons here. Meanwhile, up to NG with yet another Kaishin no Jigeki and getting to level 9 here. Let's see the numbers. 4 power, 1 speed, 31 HP, and 3.
Wow.
And with heal more, that's even better. So I think he's going to do some exploration now, especially since he found that torch very late, and he could consider that he may be well behind.
Yeah, exactly. So that has to be at the back of his mind too. Seeing Stones of Sunlight Cave much later into the seed, but no, he just takes a step. He's going to continue grinding here. Interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting indeed. But you know, as soon as Card can get up to 600 experience, he'll be able to do some more interesting stuff here. But yeah.
So, I mean, from up to NG's perspective, we've seen a lot of the enemies. There's a lot of dangerous overworld enemies. The agility is okay. You can run from a good many things between sleep and just straight running away at this point on 49 agility. 61 hit points. I don't know. Maybe he's just running out of resources here too. But I would expect that probably soon he's going to have to go take a look at and try to find something else. He at least knows where Cantlin is. And he is building some gold here, so as long as he doesn't take a death, he might be able to get some more equipment too. That could be something he's thinking about as well.
Yeah, I didn't see what else was in Cantlin. I don't... I mean, we saw Handex. Was the half-plate armor up for sale? Well, I was going to say was the half-plate armor up for sale, but he's going to die here, so... And yet another fight against this Wolf Lord here. Card really thinks he can take it down here. Okay, now up to NG's gonna start exploring just a little bit here. And he's gonna have a real good time with that Wolf Lord, because Wolf Lord has a little bit of sleep and resistance, but not a lot.
Yeah, and that's 2 shots and done for 52 experience, so that's a pretty good business.
Card still throwing torches here. The battle still continues here. Just looking for a low roll here, and 16, 17, 18 isn't going to do it here. That's what he needs, a 12. Is this torch enough? It is! Okay, level 8 for Card, and this is going to get him back into this. I do not want to count... do not count Card out.
Oh, for sure.
He is not out of this.
Yeah, still so much race left. We've only really seen 2 objectives. We know where the staff trade-in cave is. We know where Hawksness is. Up to NG at least knows where Cantlin is, and both of them, of course, have seen the Stones Cave. But there's still so much left to do in the seed. We have no items. There's still a lot of exploration, so there still could be some wrenches in the works further down the line here.
How about this Wyvern? Up to NG can go against that Wyvern.
Absolutely.
Yep.
A great target. Yeah.
Of course.
Scott.
Oh, here's
Hurt.
down.
Yes. Nice.
So Card's going against the Metal Scorpion here. Oh, this is going to be tight. Meanwhile, the Wyvern goes down over and up to NG's side, just making it much better here. Throwing that Metal Scorpion, throwing that torch to the Metal Scorpion, excuse me, does get the 31 experience. Needs to not run into another encounter, and he does not. Gets Breckenary.
So he has a little money at his disposal here, and there's the bamboo pole and the clothes. We'll see if he springs for those. Bamboo pole, 2 attack power, clothes, 2 defense power, but it's better than nothing, which is what he's been dealing with for almost 50 minutes here in the scene.
Yeah, at this point, why not? If that's what's on offer, might as well. And I anticipate he's going to get a Dragon Scale as well.
Also has an opportunity to buy some fairy water here, which is still outpacing his damage against a lot of the kind of middle game enemies. If there's a decent zone here around Breckenary with those Metal Scorpions, that could be very profitable grind with fairy water as well.
Gonna pick up some herbs here, and I really can't blame him. Get a little bit of extra healing. He hasn't run into heal more yet.
Up to NG is continuing to grind though, although now in a different zone. He likes this Wolf Lord. I think the Wyverns are up here too. And sleep is just such a major benefit against these types of enemies. He's gaining experience, continuing to gain experience at a good rate here, and he's now just about 130, well, a little bit less than 130 experience away from level 10.
Huh, a Drakey. Guard would have loved to take on that Drakey a long time ago.
About 45 minutes ago, yeah.
Nope, gonna throw that torch at the Metal Scorpion and defeats the Metal Scorpion, but now Card is 700 points down. Card! The wolf has sleep! There we go! There's the sleep. That's gonna make his cause a lot better here.
For sure. He might have been waiting until he was closer to heal range to put him to sleep. He's still not doing a ton of damage to the wolf.
That's what he needed, though, a Kaishin Uchiigeki against the wolf, and what he did not need was a destruction by the green dragon.
That was the opposite of what he needed.
Or as I like to say, green dragon.
I think up to NG's got this Wyvern, and it's going to be good for level 10. Get him just across that 1500 experience point total. 4 power, 7 speed, 18 more hit points, and a new spell. It's a lot of spells. And the big one, Hurt More.
Oh my goodness. And up to NG, it is time to start exploring. Well, no, it's time to knock out that Axe Knight for 130 points. Woohoo, goodbye.
Wow. Talk about a good first enemy to see immediately after you learn Hurt More. Just waltz right into an Axe Knight and then another one.
And Wells in chat, it said big zoom time now. Brian Williams, the number 4 seed in this tournament, has pretty much said it very succinctly. The clock is ticking on NES Cardinality.
Yeah, just think about this. I mean, up to NG has gotten... It took our racers about half an hour to get 300 experience points earlier. And Up to NG just pulled down close to 500 experience in the span of, I don't know, a minute and a half, maybe less than that. And he's going to get some full plate here for his trouble as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's half plate.
Or so I'm sorry, yes, you're correct. Half plate. Sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah, so half plate gives 16 defense points, which is pretty significant here. So that'll be nice. Is he going to get a dragon scale? Nope, going to decline that.
This is interesting. He's actually going to do what looks like a little repel grind here in this Axe Knight zone. He is repelling everything through about specters. So a lot of the enemies that might have been in this zone might be gone, and he's going to get these very efficient Axe Knights instead. It's only a couple more of those till he gets to level 11. So he's going to continue grinding here, and I can't say as I blame him.
Yeah, and I believe... are green dragons in this zone too, or is it just Axe Knights? It looks like it's just Axe Knights.
I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think this part north of Breckenary, it looks like it might be a different zone than the one that was to the south of Breck, where we saw that Axe Knight earlier. Or, pardon me, the green dragon earlier. So that remains to be seen. I don't have a great idea of the zone boundary up here yet.
Yeah, just like that, 25 points away from level 11. Cardinality still hanging out in that very familiar grinding zone, trying to get a decent monster here with Druins and Red Slimes.
And off like a shot, Up to NG all of a sudden has level 11 already. With 1 power, 3 response speed, 17 more hit points, and 9 magic points. So all of a sudden, 96 HP. Is the max for Up to NG at level 11.
Yeah, if you notice that the text on that number has turned orange, that means you are very close to defeating the Dragon Lord with that HP count. You really need at least, I'd say, about 100 in order to really have a chance against him, and that's just because the Dragon Lord can hit so hard. He can hit up to 48 damage, no matter what level you're at.
Exactly. Defense is of no concern to DL2, who can fire breath you about half the time.
And Card is finally at level 9 and has gained heal more. Now, what is he gonna do here? He's just 44 attack power. Is he gonna drift to the right again? Possibly find Caitlyn?
Quite possibly. I don't know that he has any other choice. I don't think you can stay... I mean, you could stay maybe in a zone with wolves, perhaps at 44 attack power and continue fighting, but it's just such a slog now to do the 500 experience he needs to get to level 10. So he's going to strike out and explore again, it looks like. Up to NG is going to stay and continue grinding here, and I think this is interesting primarily because we already... trying to think now. Up to NG has seen Hawksness, correct? So he could always go check that tile. If it's an Axe Knight, that would be faster than what he's currently doing, if he's intent on grinding.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, but here's a cave for NES Cardinality. It's the Grump.
Oh my.
The Rainbow Drop Cave. We'll talk about the Grump in a little bit. As soon as we find something, an item.
Anything?
Yeah, anything.
Anything?
Whereas Redditall in chat says, the Grinch.
Like that
or a mean one. Mr. Grinch. Oh, anyway. Alright. Oh, here's another town. Let's see if this pays off. This town is Cole. There is a search spot here. It can be Erdrick's sword. It could be Erdrick's armor. He really, really, really needs it to be one of those two.
It is the armor, wow.
Yeah, that is big. That turns the pendulum just the slightest bit over to Card's side. He also picks up a hand axe, so that's going to help even further.
Yeah, much like Up to NG earlier got to a town with a hand axe with just enough gold to pick up that all-important weapon. And he's got the armor now, too, backing him. Up to NG did pick up level 12 just a moment ago, while Nescard was getting his armor, though, so the window of opportunity is closing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's now 2,200 experience down at. Well, I did not see the stats. We were all concentrating on what did Cole have?
Yes, search spot.
Yet another monster with baby breath. That'd be the Druid Lord.
Not as big a deal when you have the armor. It's going to cut the damage from those breath attacks, even the big breath, by 1/3. So that's a little more survivable now, especially on 61 hit points.
Well, it looks like we've also noticed Star Wyverns over and up to NG's side, but unfortunately that Hurtmore did not hit, and it looks like he's going to go to the inn. Okay. Card still wandering around, picking up wolves. I think he's drifting toward Cantlin.
I think he might be a little bit north of that eastern passage to Cantlin right now. Oh, and wow, look at the positioning of this town, which I guess would have to be Garenham. Have we seen everything else?
No, we have not seen Remolder.
We have not seen... Oh, Remolder,
yeah,
that's
and
right.
Look what he's found, a metal slime. He desperately needs this.
This would be huge to get him that much closer to Hurtmore if he's able to take this out.
Oh, he really needs some manipulation here. Oh no, he's got it. Okay.
Wow. Now just 30 experience points away from that all-important level 10.
And he finds Remolder. So once again, I would say the pendulum slightly drifting toward NES Cardinality, but he's going to need to find the sword with this Remolder find.
Yeah, these keys will be really important. He's got, to check the Tangential Treasury. He can check the Tangential Basement too. There's conceivably as many as 9 chests available between those two locations, depending on what's in the Tangential Basement, if it's one of those dungeons. And he's going to get the Remolder chest here too, it looks like.
Yep. So there is one box here, costs you 2 keys, and the reward is nothing! Absolutely nothing!
I guess strictly speaking it was an herb, but he's full on herbs, so he's not going to get one. Up to NG does have level 13 now. 21 power, 1 speed, 2 hit points, 1 magic point, and a new spell. It's the Spell of Return, so that'll help out with the routing a little bit. And I think Up to NG is going to go take this in trip, and he's not quite out of MP yet, so that tells me he's going to go do some exploration.
Yeah, it is it's definitely time to start exploring with that 2,644 point advantage. Well, a little bit less now, but yeah. Finally, NES Cardinality gets Hurtmore. He is 3 levels down. But this is finally his advantage. Finally, it's time to try to catch up here. Up to NG did cast Return. Gonna run into Cantlin. Gonna check out that area.
I have to say, I really would have expected a trip to Hawksness first, instead of checking the coordinates, or if he's just maybe checking some shops here too while he goes. He does have 3,000 gold. So he's gonna upgrade from his hand axe to his broadsword. That's an additional 5 attack power. And just take a look at the rest of the inventory here. There's a lot of things he can fight. There's not too many roadblocks for Up to NG at this point. He can fight a lot of things. He's got stop spells, so the blue dragon's possibly not an obstacle. Even things like red dragons and armored knights on 95 attack power with Healmore and Hurtmore, he can take those on. So he should feel pretty good about where he is right now. But of course, at the back of his mind, he's got to be thinking, it took me half an hour to find those torches. So it'll be interesting to see how he opts to play this in the late game too.
And we are now seeing that Card is you can see right there the Card is really struggling. He nearly sold Erdrick's armor.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a very rough go this seed for him, and that's the kind of thing that can happen when you've had this seed going on that long. But he caught it, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, totally unlike the very first race of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament that was between, I believe it was MTI and RCT Mid, and RCT Mid did sell Erdrick's armor and got a chainmail.
I came pretty close to doing that in the first race of this year's tournament, so I can feel it.
Okay, here are the coordinates. 9 north, 5 east. That's a pretty nice find.
Seems countable.
No, that's impossible. You're gonna need to save the princess.
Meanwhile, okay. Red Dragons with stop spell. Yeah. So that's good later, but right now Up 2NG has no stop spell protection because he does not have Erdrick's armor yet, which does confer immunity to that spell. However, if Up 2NG can land a stop spell first, that Red Dragon should be easy picking.
Yeah, pretty good information. Card down to 1 key now, and he now knows that. He went through the menu to find out. Let's see what rewards we get here. Here's the Silver Harp. We also gain the Cursed Belt, and we gain the Fairy Wire. Silver Harp, one of 3 required elements to complete this game. You're also going to need the Stones of Sunlight and Erdrick's Token. You're going to turn in that Silver Harp to the Harp Conversion Dew that we ran into very early in this seed. And then you're going to take 3 items and turn it into the Grinch, the Grump, the Jerk, the Rar. And then he'll give you the Rainbow Drop. And then you're going to plop that Rainbow Drop at the entrance to Starlock Castle. And then you're going to go down the depths of Starlock Castle and trying to defeat the Dragon Lord. First person to do that wins the race. And a brand new car. And more importantly, will be the first person in the grand final, and that person will have 2 chances to be champion. Death Necklace found at the Mountain Cave here, that in NES Cardinelli's possession.
And the Stones of Sunlight Up 2NG taking out the Red Dragon and Hawksness, so that's a required item on that search spot as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. What was it, Hawksness?
The Stones.
Oh, yep. That'll do it. The good news for Cardinality is that Up 2NG has not drifted north yet. The longer this goes... Oh, and we found Erdrick's Sword too. Thank you, chat. We have found Erdrick's Sword in Garen's grave. And that, once again, the pendulum...
All right.
Turning a little bit more.
Just a little bit more. And the longer, we haven't seen any keys that are accessible yet outside of Remolder. So the longer Up 2NG goes without finding keys could be a big deal too. But, all of that stuff is north. Cole is north and Remolder is north. And right now, Up 2NG is just in the wrong spot for it.
Yeah, this is pretty much what Card and the fans of Card want right now. is for Up 2NG to not go north. What else is there to find? There's still the grave of Garenham. We still haven't found the token.
Yeah, we've seen... let's see, we still haven't seen... I expect Nescard, having taken this death to this green dragon, will probably check the coordinates now. So we'll get a look at what might be there. I guess we've narrowed it down pretty far. It might... I guess it has to be the token at this point, doesn't it?
Yeah, Europe, you might be right, actually. We have wings. We have a torch. Now, Card doesn't know this because the stones haven't been found in Hawksness yet.
So that's knowledge that we have from Bird's Eye View that he doesn't necessarily yet. But it will make sense for him to check the coordinates as soon as he goes outside. Gonna get the Fighter's Ring here too. That's good for +2 attack power.
Yeah, that'll really help against in that Red Dragon fight in Hoxus. That is something else of note. He's got Erdrick's armor. He's immune to stop spell, especially if that Red Dragon has very high stop spell casting. That is going to be a very quick grind, and he's going to quickly catch up.
Yeah, still sitting about 2,500 experience points shy of the lead at the moment. But that, of course, depending on the amount of time it takes for Up2NG to find these critical exploration locations, the window is certainly open.
He has found Swamp Cave South. I'm not sure this is a good thing to find at this point.
Yeah, this is... We basically know this is... well, it's basically a time sink. Charlock might be over here, but of course he doesn't need to find that right at the moment.
Level 11 for Card, so he'll get some meh stats here. What he really needs is to pretty much get to Hoxus at this point.
Yeah, he's really got everything just waiting for him very close to start. He's got the token would have to be on the search spot, which he would get in short order, and then the stones are in Hoxus, and that's just within a screen of start. So everything he's looking for is right there. Now he could be trying to hunt out Charlock too at this juncture. If he knows, if he's done the mental calculus on this, he knows he's only got 2 search spots things left. So he can estimate that perhaps the stones or the token is in Hoxus and the other's on the search spot, but I am a little surprised to see him continuing to explore here on second con.
Here's the Red Dragon. He's running away. I don't think he's going to run away as soon as he sees that stop ball. There he goes.
Yep. Followed up that stop spell with an immediate swing.
It doesn't look like he's casting it that often. Meanwhile, up in this funky peninsula is a cave. I'm guessing that's the grave of Garinham, yes?
I guess it would have to be.
Followed immediately by Charlock.
Okay, so Up2NG now has some exploration knowledge that Neskard doesn't. But unfortunately for Up2NG, it's not really the critical exploration he needs to kind of break this seed open.
Yeah, and right now Card needs this continent here to be very small. And it is.
Yeah, I think there's just this little stretch to the south that he hasn't seen yet. And it looks like it actually hooks up with an area that's not too, well, I don't know. I don't want to say anything about the map too much because I don't have a great sense of where this is, but it looks like that might link up with an area that we've already seen on First Continent. Perhaps no land access, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and that, I believe, is it for this continent.
Yep. Completely cleared it, and that use of the wings would appear to bear that out.
There's the 9 north, 5 east, and there's Erdrick's token. Gonna turn in the harp, get that knocked off the list. Staff of Rain conversion done. Now it's time to go to Hoxus. He knows he's got to do this. Here he goes.
Looks like Up2NG has entered the grave.
Yeah, this actually is not a good thing for Up2NG right now. He really needs to get north and hurry up and do it. If he does that, he's gonna be the odds-on favorite to win this race.
For sure.
The longer this goes on, yeah.
Yeah. He cleared top 3 in grave and then immediately cast outside, which is what I would expect. He doesn't favor diving bottom 2 unless he knows he really has to. So that's actually going to work to his benefit because he's got other stuff he needs to find and none of it is around here.
Oh, wow. Card just got lucky there. Fell just a little bit short. Oh, no. He's still short. Wow. But he'll be back.
Red Dragon.
He'll be back. That's a promise.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, I think level 12 is that really big level, yes?
I believe you're correct. So he'd have, he's going to be picking up a ton of strength in this next level, enough to get him into the hundreds since he's got Erdrick's sword. So the Red Dragon fight's not too tricky once he hits level 12.
Oh, he's actually going to go to the swamp cave.
Yeah, he's going to go check the swamp spike, I think.
Yeah, I can't blame him here. If it could be the Axe Knight. If the Axe Knight's there, oh, here we go.
A little bit of an unfortunate time loss for Up to NG here. He found that little cave that we saw on that hilly peninsula was Erdrick's cave, and he didn't have enough MP to cast outside, so he just got a Dragon Scale, which he already had, and had to walk all the way back out.
Now, we find the Armored Knight is the swamp tile, and here comes the interesting question. Level 12 is about to fire. Will Card continue with this Armored Knight grind, or with this gigantic strength gain that he's getting right now? Oh, never mind. That's 13.
No, we missed it.
Never mind.
It's level 13.
Okay, he's going to do one more level there, and then will he transition to the Red Dragon upon level 13?
I think he's going to see his level 13 stats and go immediately to Hawksness, is what I would guess.
Up to NG, continuing to explore. Meanwhile, this experience lead is starting to chip away. It is now under 2,000. Although that Green Dragon's going to help Up to NG's cause.
Yeah, Up to NG is in better shape here than he might be because he's able to fight so many things on the overworld. So he can continue churning some experience even though Nescard's doing a dedicated grind. And Up to NG is going the correct direction now, I think. As long as he heads a little bit to the east here, he can head toward Cole and Remolder. Oh, he turned around, actually, I think.
No, this is, no, he's north of the Staff of Rain Cave. He needs to go.
Okay. Yes, he actually needs to go a little bit further east, you're correct.
And that is what we call a perfect grind over an NES Cardinality side. 0 HP, 0 MP. That is how you die. That's how you go.
Complete use of resources.
All right, so 1,600 points to go. Or 1,600 points is the disadvantage of NES Cardinality. And now he is going to drift over to the Red Dragons. Yeah, it's going to be a few more rounds with these Red Dragons, but I believe he's got 3 of those. Yeah, if he gets 3 of those, now, okay, Up to NG, now going the correct direction. Gonna find Cole here real soon.
Gets away from that blue dragon. That's one of the few things that poses a true threat to him at the moment with that sleep spell. But he's going to check the shop, and then he's going to get his armor in pretty short order. As Nescard picks up the Stones of Sunlight from Hawksness. And he's got everything he needs to make his rainbow drop.
Aw, there goes the curse spell. And yep, he's going to grind some more Red Dragons right now.
Yep, you're here. May as well do it.
Okay, so now Up to NG needs to go south and do a little loopy thing. So south, east, and then back up north, and he'll be able to get keys and be able to complete the seed here.
This is going to be a technical navigator's term.
Yes,
it's very exact.
Loopy. But no, I was gonna say this is gonna get really close because Up to NG still has some things he's got to do here in order to finish.
And Nescard's gonna get his big strength level right about now, level 13 with that 21 power. So he's gonna be dusting these Red Dragons even faster than he already was. and he's going to take a quick check of the stats just to make sure, see where his position is currently. Is Up to NG is going to get into Remolder. So by the time Up to NG finishes taking care of his business, the experience gap could very well have closed.
Well, this is pretty much what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were talking about at the outset, right? We're looking at potentially a very close race, and for a while there, it didn't look like we were going to perhaps have one, as Up to NG had built a substantial experience lead, but some exploration, finding some things first for Nescard has enabled him to get back into this. And he's going to go back to Hawksness. He didn't quite finish off his resources last time, so I think he was just trying to get through that Red Dragon without using a Healmore. He wasn't quite able to do it.
Yeah, this is you don't want to die very late in a fight, especially in a grind fight like this. So very unfortunate there. Now just 5 Red Dragons down. It's gonna be pretty close. We're gonna find out the difference here in a little bit.
Up to NG headed to the Tanager Treasury.
Yeah. So Card really needs to eventually get a shield at some point. I'm guessing he's gonna have to get a large shield. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably thinking about that. I'm sure if he's seen when he's marked it down. I don't recall immediately having seen where the large shield was, but Up to NG does have
one. Card does not need dodging right now. There we go, Red Dragon down. So pretty much 2 Red Dragons is gonna make up this gap here. Alright, so Up to NG, finding Swamp South, gonna go north. Is he gonna go through this? Oh, yes he is. Oh my goodness. That's huge.
It really is. He's seen Garenham already, correct? So he knows, I would think by process of elimination, he would know at this point that Mountain's gotta be in the basement of Garenham.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's run into all the locations, hasn't he?
I'm pretty sure he's, in fact, I'm not quite sure. I don't believe Nescard has seen Charlock yet. Whereas Up to NG had explored all that section of the map where Erdrick's Cave was and Charlock Castle. So I'm quite surprised to see Up to NG poking around on Second Continent here.
Well, we now have Red Dragons in stereo and a Kaishin miss over on Card's side. Ouch.
Painful. Yeah, those Reds only dodge, 1 out of 32? So the crit's 1 out of 32, so that's a 1 out of 256 critical dodge there.
Yeah, so level 14, 2 power, 5 speed, 9 HP, 3 magic. That's not going to be enough, and we're going to grind more Red Dragons. Alright, so while the grinding and exploration is still going on, we will mention that we do have 2 more races coming up this week. And actually, they're both going to happen Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Brian Williams, the number 4 seed, taking on the number 11 seed, Tristal. That is a loser's semi-final match, a bonus semi-final match, excuse me. Apparently, I've gone into politically incorrect terminology now. But that's Saturday at 8 o'clock. And who you got, Archfield?
Oh, man. I couldn't even tell you. I mean, both of them are playing quite well. Brian's looked very good lately. Tristal, just even in the league, finished second place to Angel FM in the Winter League this year, and has looked very good in his outings too. So I mean, that's a very tough one to call.
Yeah, Tristal has won a Final Fantasy randomizer tournament and twice finished second, once in the Chaos tournament we had a few years back, and then, as you mentioned, last year for that unprecedented, that I know of, accomplishment of winning a tournament in 2 randomizers. But this is going to be quite the race here. And then our second race, which is, I'm assuming this is going to be a doubleheader somewhere. DK 9146 and Zarnax, Saturday night at 10 Eastern.
Yeah, and I mean, that one's a really interesting one. Zarnax, he's participated every year that the summer tournament has been held, and he's an excellent racer, of course. And DK, I think, is a little bit under the radar. This is his first tournament, but he's a terrific racer and has, been camped out in the top 10 of the SRL rankings since last year's summer tournament. So he's quite talented as well. That should be an excellent double header coming up on Saturday. Really looking forward to that one.
Absolutely, and we are 81 minutes into this seed as we see Cardinality taking the lead now over Up to NG. Looks like he's finally Up to NG, that is there it is, Garrus Garrenham. He has picked up the token, he did get the coordinates, so we're set there. Now he's about to get the Silver Harp and go through the mountain cave, and he'll finally he'll be ready to roll here in a minute.
Yep, definitely ready to grind momentarily as soon as he gets that harp. He does have the edge as well, that he's got that large shield, Nescard doesn't, and depending on where the stats end up here when they get into go mode, I mean, that could be something that Nescard has to think about.
Yeah, I don't think this race is over quite yet. You've got a card. The big thing is that card is yet to find Charlock, so that's still a thing.
Excellent point, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take a moment to thank our other help here. We have the legendary High Spirits still continuing his Dragon Conquest, which is going to go for quite a while. So definitely follow him. He's really entertaining, and he is our restreamer this evening on RPG Limit Break, our tracker for the, I believe I counted 33rd time in this tournament, Camion Ridokai. Always a pleasure to have this person help us out here. So, so thank you very much to both of them, and thank you to my co-commentator, Archfield Monk, where our race here is now approaching 20 or 30 times longer than the previous race we called.
Yeah, we're really getting into the high multipliers there. Probably better expressed in exponents, I think.
Yes, 2e plus 1, right?
So Up to NG is clearing Mountain Cave. He did find his Death Necklace, which was actually the last item that he needed to find, but he's pressing on toward the 5th chest regardless. He really just needs to get out of here, go trade in his stuff, I think, and get to his grind.
One power.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, is Up to NG just picked up his sword. 1 power, 8 HP, and 7 magic were the stats at level 15. We're going to grind a little bit more. All right, Up to NG now turning in the harp with that staff. So that's checked off the list, but now it is Up to NG with the 2,000 point deficit.
Yeah, this was difficult to envision just half an hour ago based on where both players were in the seed, but that just tells you how important exploration can be, and a lot of that comes down to luck sometimes, which direction you happen to go. Nescard ran into the armor and keys first and was able to get his plot items much sooner, and that enabled him to get to his grind much sooner. And this Red Dragon grind has proven quite favorable.
And that is virtually a perfect grind there. 0 HP, 1 magic point left over, and a trip to the penalty box. Okay.
Up to NG did take the trip to go get the rainbow drop now. So he's entered Tangential. I think he's going to head toward Swamp Cave and see what that spike tile is, see if he likes it any better than the Hawksness Red Dragon.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting scenario here. Card's going to knock off the Rainbow Drop off his list here. Oh, yeah. Is he also going to check off the large shield here?
That's a decent possibility. He does have enough gold for it now. I can't think of any other reason off the top of my head why I'd be heading this direction, because I think he's already cleared exploration in this direction. So he doesn't know where Charlock is yet. So that could be something that's at the back of his mind too.
All I know is that if you have defeat the Golem on your bingo card, you can check it off.
There we go, Overworld Golem.
Okay, gonna knock out a green dragon. Nope, no he's not. The green dragon has a 1 in 8 hurt more resistance, so a little bit, but... So there is the Armored Knight. Up to NG is gonna go against it a little bit more, but...
Yeah, he's probably at minimum using up his resources. We'll see what his final grind decision is probably after he comes out of this death warp that he's likely to take here.
Okay, where's Card gonna go after this large shield? Looks like, is he gonna go find Charlock now?
I guess so. I'd assume that if he were going back to grind, that he'd have cast Return already and headed to Hawksness. So the fact that he's continuing to walk leads me to believe that he wants to find Charlock.
Okay, where is Up to NG gonna go now? He's gonna go north and to the west end, and he's off to Hawksness, and this actually might level the score. He is 2,000 HP or experience down, but he can catch up real quick.
Yeah, we've seen how quickly these red dragons go, so the fact that Neskard has to do a little bit of shopping here and still has to look to try to find Charlock, I mean, Up to NG is going to pick up some experience here. And we'll see how much he manages to close the gap before Neskard takes the field again.
Okay, Card picking up herbs and going the incorrect direction toward the south here. I think needs to drift to the east. No, maybe not. Maybe this is the correct direction. I don't know.
This map has been a little bit confusing at points, I will say. It's always hard to track when you're trying to watch two players play at once, of course, but this map I think has been a little bit windy, a little bit twisty.
Ooh, bold play by Card here, going against this blue dragon with sleep, but it pays off for 190.
Yeah, Neskard takes some fights that you won't see a lot of other racers take. When he still needs experience points and he's trying to find a last location toward the end of a seed. We saw him fight that Golem earlier. You won't see a lot of racers do that, but he is all about just keeping the experience points churning by any means necessary when he still needs experience. And he's doing a pretty good job of that here, trying to stave off Up to NG, who's now up to just about 7,400 experience points.
Yeah, he's gonna wander into this cave. Oop, you gotta keep walking.
Yeah,
and he walks right out of that cave. Great play.
Yeah, that's a good read. He knows he doesn't need anything out of that cave regardless of what it is. He's got everything.
Level 15 for Up to NG. The experience lead is now just 1,400. He has found Charlock and gonna immediately return. He's done.
So there we go. I think we'll see him get his magic back here in Tangential and head to the grind. So Up to NG's probably got a couple more red dragons worth of time here before Neskard gets back to his grind. So I'd say Neskard looks to have still a a not insubstantial lead here, but it's still pretty close.
Yeah, Card will have the advantage going into Charlock, but anything can happen. We have no idea what's in Charlock. Let's remember, blue dragons do have sleep, and I believe we noticed in chat that of a mention of the Armored Knights having Dragon Lord breath, and that right there is a big thing.
Yeah, that's immense. I mean, we don't know anything about Charlock, like you said. We've actually seen not a whole lot of the Charlock enemy set. We haven't seen any wizards, we haven't seen any werewolves. Their defense isn't in a range where they're going to be defense breaking them, which means they won't be repelling those kinds of enemies either, unless there's some agility gains here in the last couple levels they need. So Charlock's kind of up in the air at the moment.
I tell you one thing that our runners will want. It's 10:36 Eastern time where I'm at, so I can't speak anymore.
We can forgive it.
They want to run into red dragons. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, this is one of the. Whenever red dragons have stop spell, you're like, you can bring them on all you want in Charlock if they're going to cast that all the time, because they just give you free chances to run all the time.
All right, here's level 16. Our numbers are 13 power, 12 speed, 25 HP, 10 magic. It is go time.
What a level! Double
Get
digits
moving.
in everything across the board. So this is definitely the go level.
Yeah, stop looking at the numbers. You gotta run. You gotta race to win, or at least try to win anyway.
That HP gain is immense. So even if Charlock is difficult on 11 Healmores, this is looking pretty good. He's got the Death Necklace available to him as well. So there's a couple of different ways he can go with this depending on the situation. If he has to spend some Healmores on his way down Charlock, he might consider that. He might go to it regardless because he's going to have decent HP with it. So there's a couple of different ways to play this.
All right, so I'll explain how the Dragon Lord works. The Dragon Lord has 150 to 165 hit points. The damage range of the Dragon Lord is the player's attack power reduced by 100, and then you have to have it to get your maximum, which in Card's case is 16, and then you have to have it again to get your minimum, which in Card's case is 8. 8 to 16, you have 11 Healmores. However, there's this Death Necklace that we keep talking about. You lose 25% of your HP, but you gain 10 attack power. That changes the formula to 10 to 21, which is an average of about 15 per attack on 11 Healmores, and the slightest, and I mean the slightest chance of a double.
So yeah, that 10 attack power that you get from equipping the Death Necklace is immense in this attack power range. Unfortunately for up to NG, he fell just short of getting that all-important level 16, and he's going to have to walk back into Hawksness under the assumption that he might need more than one level here. But he's going to get the Red Dragon, and we'll see what decision he makes, but I expect he will bolt for Charlock as well as soon as he gets level 16.
1:33:52 is the entry time of Charlock for Card. We're going to see what the difference is. It's not going to be much, maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
Yes, Card through the first floor.
Yeah, there really wasn't much there. Well, there's a stone man. That's fine. Blue Dragon is okay. Below okay.
Yeah, it's below okay. With that sleep, it's still dangerous. It can take a chunk out of your HP. The good news is that you're rarely going to stay, if you're topped off, you're rarely going to stay asleep long enough to just outright get killed, but they can take a big chunk out of your HP if they put you to sleep.
All right, he gets out of the first zone of monsters. Here's the second zone. Golems are about as good as a find you can get because they are very easy to run away from. Wow, Card is not finding a lot of monsters. He's made 4 encounters?
Yeah, he's really booking. This is pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's only his 5th encounter, and we're at the fourth basement now.
I mean, you said his chart. What was the time of his Charlock entry? 1:30.
1:33:52, and he's just been in for 90 seconds, and now he gets blocked by wizards.
Naturally. And he's already into the third zone, and he's only been in here for about a minute and a half. Close to 2 minutes.
Yeah. We're now approaching 2 minutes in Charlock, and he was running to a Starwire, which is perfect.
Werewolf also perfect.
A werewolf. Yeah, my goodness. This is nuts. Wow, this is like the epic third zone here so far. It's just we're just waiting for that armored knight or something. Oh, and werewolves with hurt, by the way.
Wow. Yeah, this is about as tame a Charlock as you might see. Now, granted, we didn't get a good look at the first two zones because you got so few encounters, but certainly this third zone has been very easy.
Wow, we have not run into red dragons or armored knights or anything here.
Not even so much as an axe knight. Just that
one
blue dragon.
There's a golem that's finally gonna take a few hit points off. Okay, here's the mini boss. Ooh, not exactly what he wanted to see, a blue dragon. Okay, only gets a 1-turn sleep and gets an attack and reply. And this one is good enough for 180.
And you can see he was swinging all the way there on 143 hit points. He was not concerned about that sleep. He wanted to save the heal more. Of course, if he spends any magic there, that costs himself a heal more, which is very important at this stage. But he's going to get to DL1 with full resources and a pretty good shot in this Dragon Lord fight.
Remember, the winner of this match will be in the driver's seat to win this tournament. Because at that point, if he wins the grand final, or if he wins this race, he'll have 2 chances to defeat the other grand finalist opponent and to win the championship. Here's Dragon Lord 2 right now. It's going to start off with a 20. What a start.
Does get the double, so he's got 32 damage down after 2 swings.
I didn't see the second number. Third number is a 14.
The second was a 12, so we're on 46 currently.
Yeah, so another 12. The slightest of concerns right now.
Yeah, really. I mean, he'd have to continue very low rolls to even start to sweat this fight, I think. But there's a 10.
Now it's 68. 7 heal mores to go, and it's still got 97 HP maximum. 11. That's not good. Oof. This is getting. Oh, there we go. There's the 20.
That's more like it. We are
99.
99 currently.
And a 13 for 112. So, meanwhile, up to NG, quickly going through the second floor of Charlock here. A 17 for 129. This is a slam dunk as long as he does not miss menu. A 19, so 17 HP left maximum.
Yep, within range to possibly do it on the next swing, depending on DL2 HP, and 12 is going to get it done.
Wow, amazing. And NES Cardinality for the second tournament. For his second tournament will be a grand finalist. Congratulations to NES Cardinality. He's going to clock out with a final time of 100 minutes and 1 second.
How about that? What a race! This featured some of the biggest swings in terms of experience point leads that I've ever seen in a race. Just the big stretch that up to NG had, and then some exploration turned it around for Nescard. Job really well done there.
That was a 6-minute 9-second Sharlock.
That's very fast. That's including the DL2 fight. So, I mean, that in and of itself was probably about a third of that time. That was a very fast Sharlock dive.
Well, I tell you what, up to NG's only been in Sharlock 3 minutes.
I was just going to say, he's been booking too. He's really just going fast. This has been about as easy a Charlock as you like.
Yeah, and Beta Strep in chat also noting that no repel was used in Sherlock at all. So so 6 minutes and 9 seconds on top of no repel.
Yeah, exactly. You expect that kind of a time if you're repelling maybe 3 or 4 enemies throughout the castle, but to not repel anything and get down there that fast is just, it's really incredible. And for both racers to do that, really something. Up to NG has reached the Dragon Lord with full resources as well, so he's in good shape here too.
All right, NES Cardinale will be joining us for an interview in a moment. More like now. Good game, NES Cardinale. Congratulations for your second grand final appearance.
Thank you so much. I'm getting very used to, I was talking about this last night. This is the 5th seed in a row where even after learning Hurt More, there was a lot of being sent back to start, a lot of difficulty grinding, a lot of challenges. And oh man, I can't wait to finally have an easy seed where we're just strong and there are things to hurt more everywhere.
I tell you what, Card, this was an absolutely bizarre race. Like, you had like 100-point advantage, like in the very early going. It was like 120 to 14 or something like that, because you found torches early on. And then, but Up to NG didn't. It took him 30 minutes to find that the torch cave. And then Up to NG found this zone just directly south of Tangel, where he was able to knock out skeletons and Drakimaz. And so it became him that got the big advantage, and he got to hurt more well before you did. But I think the final advantage was you finding Erdrick's armor and the magic keys first, and you were able to complete your exploration well before he did. And that's going to turn out to be the difference here.
I was certainly worried that I found the armor second, but that's nice to know that I got there first. This sounds like a really exciting one to watch back.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, that's for sure. And let me throw in this statistic for you as well, Card. Your Sherlock was 6 minutes and 9 seconds.
You know, I honestly don't know if that's good or bad. Please tell me.
I thought that was insane.
It seems ridiculously fast, especially since you weren't repelling anything on your way through.
Okay.
So
well, yeah,
including the DL fight was that amount of time. So that's just a very fast Charlock.
We were able to run from everything really quickly. I think I only got slept by the blue dragon once, and I 3-shot him despite my second roll being low, so that was relief. Yeah, it was pretty smooth.
And we see Up to NG finishing off the Dragon Lord, and he will have to win one more race in order to become a grand finalist. Final time, 1:44.14. The difference, 4 minutes and 13 seconds, which incidentally, Card, is your closest race so far in this tournament.
Yeah, that sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, the closest one before that was DK 91.46 at 4.5 minutes. Up to NG will be joining us for an interview shortly, and we're all going to talk about this rather interesting race, that's for sure. Hey, did you like the coordinates, by the way?
9 north, 5 east. That was cute. But shortly after I got them, I got the sword, and so I knew it wasn't the sword on the map, and so I wasn't in a hurry to go back and check. That kind of wrapped up everything really nicely. Like all of a sudden, I had found 2 cursed belts, so I assumed that it was Hawksness and the coordinates for the stones and harp, and I was right. And I just didn't feel like I was in a rush, and I had everything planned out. I knew Cole had a large shield. When I death warped and ran out of herbs, I knew that I would have more than 800 gold. So in one trip, I was able to get the rainbow drop, get the large shield, get my herbs back, and explore for Sharlock, and thankfully it was down there. So that was all really nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. So now, you're now a grand finalist. You're going to face whoever wins against Up to NG and whoever else gets out of the losers bracket. It is now you who has 2 chances to win everything for the first time for your first tournament victory. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it makes a big difference having won this game. If on Up to NG's side, now he has to win 3 in a row, although that's a short path now as well, and he's certainly earned it. But that's it's a bit of a relief to be in that position, especially after such a challenging start. When I went east and saw Cantlin, I didn't look at the weapons shops, but I thought to myself, I can't believe Cantlin's right there. What if Up to NG made it with early money or something? I had all these concerns, but so yeah, it was a real relief to come out on top and to earn this position. It's a very significant advantage to only have to win 1 out of 2. And I really look forward to watching the rest of the races, finding out who my opponent is, and wrapping up this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And joining us now is Up to NG. Good game.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks.
Well, I tell you what, this was a quite a bizarre race when you play it back. And I missed one thing, so I know I'm repeating this for everybody watching here, but it bears repeating. As you know, there was the torch to the left of Tanagel. Card found that very early and was able to quickly get to level 3, so you were like easily 100 points down. Not helping you was that 5-minute fight against that Scorpion, which had 75% heal more.
Yeah, there were definitely at least 3 things that happened in the first half hour where I was strongly considering just forfeiting the race. And that was 2 of them. 2 out of the 3 was seeing the torch there. I knew that was disastrous. And getting that unlucky against the Scorpion is just insane.
But then your conservative play that you typically do paid off, because Card was being more aggressive in looking around and trying to find stuff while you were still hanging out in Zone 1. You found a really good spot there with the Scorpions and the Skeletons and Drakemas. And so as a result, you wound up with the 200-point advantage, and then you got hurt more well before Card did, and that got you well into the lead, in fact.
Yeah, I found that one spot right next to whatever town that was in the middle of nowhere. It looked like the Axe Knight was doubled up in the zone. And I had thought there was a green dragon there as well, but I guess that must have been next to it. I guess that was when I already had Hurtmore, so I took a few levels there just because we had Hurtmore. I'm surprised that I got to Hurtmore first because of just how things went in the beginning, but yeah, I mean, I caught exactly the tail end of what Ness Cardinalities said as I was joining when he mentioned that he saw Cantlin late, and obviously that's the third thing that made me want to quit on the spot. I mean, I was probably 2 squares to the east of where I had gotten on my level 1 exploration, and I mean, just having the hand axe 32 minutes earlier than I did would have just made all the difference.
Yeah, but it was you who found that hand axe well earlier than Card, now that you've said that. So, as a matter of fact, that was a huge advantage for you.
I mean, I can't wait to see what must have gone wrong for him, because I thought I was a half an hour behind.
Well, I can talk about it a little.
Happened.
First of all, the zones were really weird. Every time I found a zone with a Drakima, there was like an Axe Knight there, or the Poltergeists had Hurtmore, or Rogue Scorpions, or I found all sorts of disasters. Stone Men kept sending me back. So
Yeah.
all my good grind areas, they were coupled with these terrible enemies. I couldn't find anywhere. I finally picked up 7 torches and had these long, struggling heal battles with Wolf Lords just to the west of Tantagel. It was a huge mess.
God, torches against Wolf Lords is hilarious. I thought you were just using them like on the Scorpion or something. I was like, I mean, I wish I had them for the Scorpion fight. You'll see, I fought like 5 or 6 minutes against the Scorpion. I went through all 35 MP, just waiting either for a crit or just to be able to leap over the heal more. Or like maybe he just won't cast heal more eventually. Like it's never 100% heal more, I promise. The most it can be is 75%. So, like I don't know what just happened there. I mean, I'd love to see a simulator on that fight. Like losing that fight has to be like 1 in 500. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
if you
insane.
only watch that fight, it would be impossible to tell that it's not possible for an enemy to have 100% of any ability.
And to not like skip over the damage, like I just had to roll like a 4 or a 5 at the right time or whatever.
Right, exactly.
Like, I was doing 2 to 5.
Yeah,
Is
just
if you
the
get
timing of the damage.
you just have to roll a 4. Like I can't even explain how unlucky that was. I mean, it's just insane.
Lorgon, you've got your statistics assignment for this week to calculate the odds of that. So there you go.
Anyways, once all that happened, I mean, I thought I was just hopelessly behind. I got to Cantlin and got the hand axe. I think at like 33 or 34 minutes. That was my first upgrade. Got the hand axe, and yeah. And then I went west and found that town. I guess it was Breckenary or something. So I did that grind up there. But I mean, I just figured, you know, that was like 5 or 6 locations on the map that I had seen, and I felt like by then maybe you had already seen everything. Like. I wouldn't have put it past you to like already be in grind and go by the time it got hurt more. That's how bad it felt at the time to me.
Yeah, it felt similar for me. I made it up to Breckenary. It must have been after like 40 minutes or something like that, and I still hadn't seen anything in the east. And I was so relieved that there was only a bamboo pole there. I didn't want to see a copper sword or anything. That would have had me so worried. Found a couple.
Similar.
Yeah.
It sounds like we had very similar experiences then, just trying to get out of jail and just, you know, getting like a late jump on the exploration and all that. It must have gone about the same way.
Well,
So
there are 2 ways you get out of jail up to NG. You know this, and Card definitely knows this. You either try to roll doubles, you spend 3 turns, or you spend $50. Those are your 3 ways you get out.
I tried really hard to roll doubles in that one fight, I'll tell you that.
I had one Scorpion encounter where he heal moored. I think it was 5 times, something like that. Not nearly as bad as yours.
Well, I'm glad it was, you know, at least competitive within 5 minutes. So it sounds like it was at least reasonable for the viewers to watch. So I'm glad, you know, hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Definitely thanks you guys for putting on the show. It's been an awesome tournament all around. So, yeah, I guess I have to wait for several races in the bottom bracket to finish up before I figure out what I'm doing next. But
yeah, I do have to correct Card here. You only have to win twice in order to well. Oh no, wait a minute. No, I don't have to correct Card. No, I'm going to correct myself. You do have to win 3 times. You do have to win 3 times in order to win the tournament, because you have to win the losers final, and then you have to beat Card twice in order to win it all. But so, your thoughts on that as we start wrapping things up here?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's definitely at this point it's nice that it's double elimination and not single elimination. So I'm still in the tournament. Everyone that's in the bonus bracket, I feel, is extremely good at this game. I've watched some of their races. I think there's still 4 of them left, so they all have to play each other in like a semifinal. And I guess the way the bracket works is the 2 winners play each other before I have to play against anyone. So that's kind of nice to be able to skip over all that. So I get like basically whoever makes it out of the bonus bracket, I get to face off against that racer. So whoever it is, it's going to be, you know, basically the winner of the entire bonus bracket. So I'm sure it'll be a tough race.
I've always felt I've always felt that double elimination is. I think it's the best format we've done so far, and I think it's been really good this year. I've talked in the past about how I think it would be really good to do triple elimination, but I think it might be like too long for everything. But at least double elimination lowers a lot of variance and gives a lot of people second chances. The thing about this year is that so many people are so close in skill, so there's going to be some variance invariably, if you will. But I just really think the format is great, and it's been a great tournament so far.
Yeah, and I mean, you pretty much nailed it on the head with that, with everybody being so close. The seeds left in this tournament are number 2, 4, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And you know, like, and the number 1 seed was gone in the first couple rounds, for example. And then there were several people who had a top 10 seed. They were gone pretty early in the tournament as well. So, it's fabulous. I think I've made the best decision in not playing. I wonder.
Just to jump in on that, I think for me, I actually kind of prefer the Swiss system, mostly for like the rest of the players that maybe don't feel like they're going to win the tournament. I like that it gives everybody a chance to play like 4 or 5 rounds. And then, I mean, in the perfect world, I would do double elimination after the Swiss, but then it would go on for, an extra month. So that might not be feasible, but I do like that, everybody gets to participate for a little while instead of just like 2 and done. But yeah, double elimination's definitely better than single elimination, I think. So yeah, it's great.
That's a really good point. Obviously, in just straight up double elimination, a lot of people are going to go 0-2, and that's it. And that's unfortunate. I remember how fun it was for everyone to have 5 Swiss games. That was great. So yeah, I basically agree with everything you said.
All right, so well, I guess it's kind of time to wrap things up. So we'll give our runners one last chance, so to speak, for some final thoughts. We'll start with Up2NG.
Let's see. Final thoughts. Definitely have just enjoyed the tournament overall. So whatever happens in the next race, it's been fantastic. It takes a lot of work from people behind the scenes to put it together, and I think we got a lot of viewers this time around, both on the various Twitch channels and down the road it'll all be on YouTube and that kind of thing. And it's great that it will grow the community, and it's the original game is something very nostalgic from when I was growing up. So it's awesome that McGrew created such a great randomizer that we're all enjoying several years later here.
It's pretty awesome, absolutely. I want to, as usual, thank everyone behind the scenes for putting this race together once again. And I also want to congratulate Up2NG on a second consecutive, really strong performance. I'll never forget watching you in the finals last year against Mr. Holmes. And at the time, watching your style, I hadn't really seen it before. I vividly remember you taking time to grind out experience at times when I wouldn't normally expect it. I hadn't really seen play like that, but tonight it served you well. Apparently, in the early game, they say you got a big lead from it. So I really look forward to watching that back. But my point is, I think it's going to serve you really well, and it could be a very fun. I mean, you're already in the top 3. There's not much left, but could be some more fireworks for you yet. And I can't wait to see your next race.
Yeah, and congrats to you for the victory, and hope to see you again down the road.
Right on.
All right, Archfield, do you have any final thoughts as we wrap things up here?
Just a quick note that if anybody out there joined this race late, you really need to see the whole thing in its entirety to get the scope of what happened in this race. Just an incredible roller coaster. And just well done to both of you, Nescard and Up2NG, on playing really well tonight. And I think that's about all I've got.
All right, so we are going to raid Apex Corvid on in just a second. He's playing Dragon Warrior Randomizer, And on that note, I'd like to thank our restreamer High Spirits, our tracker Kamiya and Renokai, our runner Zinnius Carnelli and Up to NG, and my co-commentator